In this live cane self-defense training workout and seminar, we're going to talk about the 5 things you must do in your cane self-defense training, starting with number 1, which is spinning. So when you train with the cane for self-defense, I want you to start with spinning as a way to warm up the body. This is going to engage your core. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting. I'm just turning the cane around. The long side comes out of your thumb, your palm is facing the sky, your hand is closed, but you're not gripping it. You're allowing it to move, and you're gonna push it forward like you're cranking something. You're gonna bring this to the outside of your body first, and then you're gonna turn your palm over to face the ground on the other side of the body and bring it back. So now you're doing a sideways figure 8 or an infinity sign, going from side to side. Hello, D, it's good to see you. So this is the first thing that you should do in your cane self-defense training, and this is to build callus in your hand, timing and distance. This is like jumping rope for a boxer. This is good cross training. It's gonna help condition your heart and lungs. It's gonna make your hands stronger, your wrist, your forearm, your shoulder, all the muscles in your body that you use in cane self-defense get stronger when you start with spinning. So of the 5 things you must do in your cane self-defense training, the first one is spinning. There are lots of ways to spin. You can do it in one hand, you can do it in the other hand, you can switch hands, but keep it simple. Start with a simple orbital spin on the outside of your body. Again, you're just pushing your hand forward like you're cranking something. Your hand is lightly gripping your cane. The long side has to come out of the thumb. It won't work here because it's gonna slide up into your arm. So start this way, bring it around and around and around. Hello, Patrick, hello, Doug. And then bring your hand over and back. I often think it's like a slap across the face or a backhand coming across the other way. And again, you're doing this as cross training when you're practicing your cane. So are you missing these 5 things you must do in your cane self-defense training? And number 1 is cane spinning. And again, like I said, lots of ways to mix it up, add different moves, but start simply. And you'll see the benefit very quickly. You're gonna get callus on the hands. You're gonna be able to slide this up and down, get in the position that you need to when you defend yourself. Now, the second thing of the 5 things you might be missing in your cane self-defense training are the strikes. And that's not very obvious, right? Everybody often practices strikes, but you have to think about the basic categories of strikes. The first one is a thrust. I want you to use a thrusting motion to stop somebody from closing the gap, closing the distance, hurting you. Your cane is longer than his arm. Your cane is longer than his knife. You're gonna put the cane between you and the threat, and you can thrust. Thrusting with one hand, thrusting with 2 hands, thrusting with the small tip, thrusting with the big knuckle right there, that big fist with the crook side. Simple thrust. It's the second kind of strike that you have to adopt is an angular strike or a slashing strike, almost like using a sword. You have these basic angles coming from the side of the body. You have horizontal strikes, vertical strikes. You have strikes that come down, up. You have strikes that come up and go down. The third kind of basic strike is a shoving strike. And then you also have ripping motions. These are also strikes using this part of the cane to rip the flesh off or to dig in between the muscle and into the body, into the nerves, and create damage using this part, the bevel of your fighting cane. And this is a Cane Master self-defense cane. They're very inexpensive. They last a long time. The link is below if you want to see what your options are. So the first thing of the 5 things that you might be missing in your cane self-defense training, number 1, we said is spinning. Number 2 are the strikes. You have thrusts, you have slashes, you have pushes, punching, 2-handed thrusts, raking, or ripping. Those are all basic strikes that you should be working on every time you do your cane self-defense training. The third thing that I want you to focus on in your cane self-defense training are the bottom part of your body. Now, if you're sitting in a wheelchair, you can still do all of these motions. In the footwork, which is number 3, is not gonna be as important, but if you're training and you're more mobile, even if you use a cane you have to lean on, you can still practice footwork. So the third thing that when I ask the question, are you missing these 5 important things for your self-defense cane training, the third thing is footwork. And I want you to start with a warm-up exercise. Put the cane between your legs. It should be out a little bit, almost like you're leaning on it. Take some of the weight off of your legs, turn your feet out like a duck, and and then make a simple down and up squatting motion. Start to get blood into the muscle, start to get plasma into the joints, oxygen. Everything starts to get stronger and healthier. You can go very shallow or you can go low, using your hands to assist you in this basic exercise to warm up your legs. And then we're gonna get right into your footwork. First footwork, and again, you can use your cane if you need to, put it on the floor as a point of balance, and step to one side and step to the other side. A simple lateral move is very effective in any kind of self-defense. Being able not to just move back, not to move forward, but to move to the side and even move at an angle. But you're gonna start with a lateral move to one side and to the other side. Once you progress, you're gonna add a couple of moves and a couple of moves back. Once you get good at it, if you can pick up your cane and you can start to move side to side and practice the move. If the attack is coming straight to you, one of the most effective things you can do is step off the center line, strike him as he goes by. If you're here, he's coming at you, and you can step to the side and strike, you're gonna be more effective in protecting yourself with your cane self-defense. So the third thing that I want you to think about when you do the 5 things you must do in your self-defense cane training is footwork. Starting first with a warm-up exercise to build strength and strengthen the knees, strengthen the core. Again, lean onto it a little bit. Allow yourself to get rid of the pain out of your knees, out of your low back, and then start moving side to side first. As you progress, if you can pick up your cane, pick it up. If you can't, leave it on the ground. And then finally, stepping in to one side, back into the middle, step in to the other side, back to the middle, 1, 2, and then back at an angle, back in, back the other way, back in. There's no limit to how fancy you can get with your footwork, but keep it simple for self-defense. When we talk cane self-defense, simple is always better. What works is more important than what looks good. It's still a stick. So stealth survivalist says it's still a stick. That's not very stealthy. I think if I were a stealth survivalist, I would be excited by using a stick because you can hide it, especially a cane. This is one of the best things you can carry because you're allowed to take it everywhere you go and no one's allowed to say, prove to me that you need to use the stick. It's none of their business. It's your medical privacy, your health privacy. All right, so is mace effective? Mace can be effective, but better than mace, I would say get bear spray or even wasp spray that for self-defense that has a longer 20-foot and then shoot them this far back. The mace, and I know this from being a military policeman, we have to practice, and being in the Marine Corps, we practice with CS gas and with mace, and we mace each other up, and then we wrestle and fight and try to retain your weapon. And it doesn't taste good, and it doesn't feel good, and it lasts for a while. And when you mace this guy, he's still coming at you, the mace is getting all over you. So if you have an option to use wasp spray, hornet spray, that's personal option, or personal preference. I don't carry either one. I don't carry mace or any of the sprays. But since you asked, that's my thoughts on it. All right, so the fourth thing that I want you to think about when you're setting up your cane self-defense training, and you want to get stronger, you want to get faster, you want to get better. I'm trying to pick that up with my cane, it wasn't working. I'm going to take this resistance band. I put a link below. It's the second link below. And they're very inexpensive. It's just a big rubber band that's not going to snap. It's not going to snap on you. You're going to get at least 10,000 uses in here. And you're going to slide this on. I saw Doug said he includes spinning with the PR24. Excellent advice. The PR24 is the side handle baton. If you're not familiar, as a police officer, you use the side handle baton. It looks like the Japanese tonfa or Okinawan tonfa, and it's a very effective self-defense tool. It's a police weapon, police tool, and you practice a lot of spinning with it for the same reason that I'm having you spin in your cane. So you put your hands here, it's around your back, and you're gonna do what I call a standing push-up. So you're just gonna slow and with control, just from middle and out. Start with a light band, and you're gonna start to build power, strength, dense muscle fiber, explosive muscle fiber. So number 4, the fourth thing that you need in your cane self-defense training, of the 5 things you must do in your cane self-defense training, in case you're missing these, Number 4 is get some strength, get stronger, get more explosive. After you do this for 30 seconds, you're gonna rest. Take a few breaths, let your heart rate drop. This is also gonna lean you out, make you fighting fit. The second one you're gonna do is up and at an angle, up and away. So you're activating the upper muscle fibers in your chest. You're bringing it up this way. You're going to do this for another 30 seconds. I can feel it burn. You're gonna feel that burning in your triceps as you push. Then you're gonna rest. Take a few deep breaths before rest. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, and then push down. Muscle needs a lot of water. Your body needs a lot of oxygen. And the air that we breathe only has about 20% oxygen in it, depending on where you live. But water has over 70% oxygen. That's why drinking water is so important. It's not just for the water that your body needs, it's for the oxygen that's in the water that gets into your cells and helps you stay healthy. So drink lots of water. No, sodas don't count, right? Coffee doesn't count, tea doesn't count. Water's water, clean, natural water. Do this for 30 seconds. Pushing down is gonna engage the muscle fibers on the bottom part of your chest. You get the bottom part, the middle part, the upper part. You're gonna get nice and strong in this position. Then you're gonna push it out and turn and bring it back in. This is gonna start to activate the muscles in your shoulders, which is gonna allow you to hold on to your cane. Someone tries to rip it out of your hands, you're gonna get really strong. Yes, Gloria says she needs to get the band. Gloria, based on your previous post, go with the lightest band first and then work your way up. This is about a medium level, I forget, it's like 100, 140 pounds maybe of resistance. Maybe it's not that much. I think the basic one is in the 30 to 40 pound range. But it changes depending on how far you stretch it out. Stretch it out less, it's not as hard. Stretch it out more, it's more resistance. And of course you can go up from here. On the wall over there, I've got some mega bands. But I'm not doing this with it. This is about perfect for me here. Then from here, you can put your hands on the inside. You can change your hand position. This becomes more of a tricep exercise. You can bring it up to your forehead and push it out. And that becomes very much a tricep exercise. You can pop this under your hips, bend your knees, and now you're curling for your upper arms, for your biceps. You can turn your hands over with your palms down, continue to curl, and now you're gonna strengthen the forearms, the upper part of your forearm. You can take one part of the band, step on it, bring this up to your chest and press for almost like a military press for the shoulders and the upper body. And if you do all of these exercises, you can do them standing, you can do them sitting, but all with a band. And number 5 of the 5 things that you must do in your cane self-defense training are practice the principles of cane self-defense. The principles of cane self-defense will save your life more than any technique. A thrust is a technique, this is a technique, this is a technique, turning and dropping is a technique, lifting this up between his legs and ripping him off the ground. Those are all techniques and they're all good, they're all valuable. Even spinning is a technique. Spinning for self-defense is a technique. What are the principles involved? Principles are like the rules. Rule number 1, principle 1 of cane self-defense training, pay attention to what's happening around you. Situational awareness. Take your phone, put it in the bag, stick it in your pocket. Don't look at it while you're walking around the street. If you're in an area where you need to pay attention especially, pay attention to who might be there with you, who might be a threat, who's across the street, who's hiding behind a parked car, who might be. Just pay attention, that's number 1. First part of cane self-defense training, situational awareness. Principle number 1, situational awareness applies to everything. Before you go out of the house, who might be outside? Look through the peephole. You open the door, you look around the bushes, you look at what's close. If you live in an apartment, you're in a hallway, you look down the hallway. It's as simple as that. You park your car, you're pumping gas. You look out what's close to the pump that you're stopping at. You look across the street, see if there's a guy or a couple guys or people who are waiting and watching you. Make sure they see you seeing them so that they know that you saw them. But pay attention. What can you avoid? If you can avoid it, don't be there, right? So situational awareness is the first principle of self-defense. It's the 5th thing that you must do in your cane self-defense training. Cane self-defense training, situational awareness, number one. Number two, get in a better position. Anytime you can get behind your cane, get behind your cane. If someone's coming at you and you can lift it up in this position, hey, you're too close, back up. If this is the threat, he keeps coming, I stick in his face, I close with, smash, bring this through, rip him. Whatever you have to do, you're then gonna do it. That's the third principle of cane self-defense training, which is asking yourself the question, what can you remove or destroy for self-defense? His ability to see or breathe temporarily or permanently, his ability to think or be awake by crushing this across his head. This is an oak self-defense cane. You can have this made in oak or hickory. Look at the link below, but either one of those materials in this length is gonna knock somebody out with a lot of these techniques, a lot of these strikes. You're gonna go hard material against soft tissue. So the third thing, principle of self-defense, is what can I remove or destroy? Number four, you're going to commit with every single strike, every single attack. Go all in, close with and destroy, violence of action. These are all principles of cane self-defense. So for review, are you missing these 5 things in cane self-defense training? And number one is spinning. Spinning to develop callus, spinning to develop timing and distance, spinning to condition your body, your heart, your lung. Number two, strikes. Practice all strikes. Every strike you can learn. You want to practice it so that if you need it, you can use it. Number three, footwork. Warm up your body always with little squats. This is going to build power in your legs. And then practice lateral moving. You know how to walk straight, you know how to back up, but when was the last time you practiced moving sideways? If the threat comes in, the attack comes in, get out of the way, move to the side, and then move at an angle in or at an angle back. Both of them are going to be more advanced and better than stepping straight forward or stepping straight back, or even just the lateral move. If you can take the lateral and add it and turn it into a diagonal step, you're gonna be golden. You're gonna have such great self-defense footwork. Number four, strength, build your strength. Get up one of those bands and practice standing push-ups. If you can do push-ups on the ground, do push-ups on the ground. If you can't get on the ground and you have a counter or you have the back of the couch, you're watching TV, lean into it, do push-ups this way, right? Whatever you can do to start to build strength. And number four, situational awareness starts with this idea of paying attention to what's happening while it's happening. We call those the principles of self-defense. Those are more important than the basic techniques. So the principles of self-defense, situational awareness, get into a better position with your cane. Always put the cane between you and the threat. You can have this side forward. There's that big knuckle coming in to strike him in the face. Turn it, rip the skin right off of his face, stick it in his ear for self-defense, right? But these are all basic principles of self-defense. What technique are you going to use? That's going to depend on the question. What are you going to remove or destroy for self-defense? His ability to see or breathe temporarily or permanently. His ability to think or be awake. His ability to stand. Maybe you're in this position and you take out a leg, or you go for the knee, or you go for the elbow, because those break easier than just the bone. And then close with and destroy. That's the fourth principle of self-defense. Violence of action. Fifth principle of self-defense. Using the cane for self-defense. So those are the basics. 5 things you must do in your cane self-defense training. I wanted to make sure you're not missing those. I ask myself every day, are you missing these 5 things in cane self-defense training? And I try to hit them in every single class that I teach here in person and all the classes that we do online. We go over those as often as we can, over and over. It seems like it's the same thing, because it is. Because if you can get those 5 things nailed down, you're gonna be extremely, extremely good. Gloria says she's terrible at situational awareness. Thank you, Doug. Thanks for being here. You guys have been awesome. I tried to squeeze this one in. I'm running back to teach the little kids. I had 7 classes there yesterday. I've done 4 already this morning. I've got 3 more, and I got a bunch of classes here tonight. But I wanted to get one in with you because you guys are a top priority for me. And I appreciate you so much. Please give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe, share this video. Please put comments in the comment section. That's what helps me the most. When you comment in the comment section, and then you comment on each other's comments, and when you share it. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you next time. Thank you.